Welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining today's session, a CIO's guide to navigating risk through metrics, technology, and compliance. My name is Brad Rumph, and I'm the field CTO at Tynes. I've been in roles as CTO of a few venture-backed startups, as well as a distinguished client architect at big tech companies like Salesforce, where I was part of MuleSoft, Amazon Web Services, and most recently Google Cloud, as part of an AI specialist team before joining Tynes. What is Tynes? Tynes is a radically different approach to automation. And we allow IT and security teams to automate any workflow, regardless of complexity. We enable companies with the ability to create, run, and monitor deterministic, agentic, and human-in-the-loop workflows, and are powering some of the most important IT operations and security workflows globally. So today we have a lot to cover. I'm going to give a quick overview of everything that we're going to discuss in this 20-minute session. We're going to start by talking about how to reframe your metrics to evolve IT from a cost center to an innovation catalyst. We're going to go through a step-by-step guide to evaluating tools and how to approach governance boards that may be out of your hands. And we're also going to discuss where the role of the CTO and CIO are heading over the next decade. So we're going to start off by talking about metrics. So the IT function has never been more strategic or more essential. But while IT's role has evolved, the metrics haven't. So many teams still solely measure operational KPIs like uptime, ticket volumes, and mean time to repair or recover and restore, if you want to look at it that way. These track activity, but fail to show the bottom line impact. And if IT wants to be seen as a business enabler rather than a cost center, it's time to change the scorecard. So what should we be thinking of instead? Instead, we should be focusing on tracking outcomes, not just outputs. And these include things like digital transformation, business growth, ROI and IT initiatives, operational agility. And let's double click into each one of these just a little bit more. From the digital transformation perspective, we're looking at things like accelerated cloud migration, less vendor lock-in, and faster adaptation to business needs. These all drive speed, flexibility, and cost savings. From a business growth perspective, this includes shorter time to market for internal tools, faster infrastructure provisioning to support new product launches, and improved uptime that enables more customer transactions. From an ROI on initiatives perspective, this means looking at things from lowering operating costs to stronger margins, from workflow optimization. And from an operational agility perspective, we're looking at faster employee onboarding and more efficient order management and payment processing. So finally, AI and orchestration impact we're looking at things like increased capacity for strategic work, fewer user-facing incidents, reducing risk through automated controls, and hours saved by eliminating repetitive tasks. So how can you turn these metrics into a story that the C-suite will actually be interested in? Executives care about the top line in terms of revenue, the bottom line, and looking at how we can reduce costs and risk mitigation. Here's how to reframe your metrics. You should be replacing things like mean time to resolution with the number of user impacting incidents per quarter. You should also swap things like system availability for downtime during customer hours. And you should also highlight hours to lost access delays instead of just ticket closure time. So now let's move on to discussing how we can properly evaluate new technologies before investing in them. So if you're not rigorous with your investigation, you can easily end up with an undeployable tool that will just sit on the shelf. So we're all familiar with COTS and commercial, off the shelf, but it's a big difference when it just sits there, and no one wants that. So here are 4 steps to evaluating. 1, you should outline your goals. Before you contact any vendors, you should establish the driving force behind your search. Are you looking for a tool that seamlessly integrates with your workflows and helps your teams work faster, reduces barriers to entry? Simply set measurable goals and use those goals to create a wish list to use an interaction with any vendor that you might be speaking with. 2, and next, you should research your options. Look for products that speak directly to the items on your wish list and can prove that they support your specific use cases. Remember, you're looking for a product to solve multiple challenges and include the benefits of AI-powered capabilities. Don't be afraid to ask questions before giving up your valuable time in booking a demo. For example, ask if the platform can easily connect the tools you currently use, and ask about the most important use cases. If they can't offer some similar examples, keep looking. 3, come prepared for demos. It's not hard to create an impressive demo of a less than impressive tool. Demos are going to be your biggest opportunity to learn how the tool operates in real time. So ask the vendor to demo your use cases to the team that they routinely encounter. And finally, take the technology for a test drive. Kick the tires, if possible, and leverage free community editions and trials to get hands-on experience on the platform. If you decide to progress to a proof of concept, or what we like to call a proof of value at times, then be sure to choose a high-impact workflow that closely creates and mimics the types of tasks you want to automate. A good vendor will be absolutely excited by the challenge, and I know that we are every time that we get very interesting use cases to work on. So let's talk about what comes next. Once you've completed a successful POC, how do you build momentum and move from simply how the tech works, proving how the tech works, to really proving if it works for you at scale and in your real environment? That's where a POV, or proof of value, comes in. Unlike a POC, which answers, can it be done? A POV answers, should it be done? And is it really worth it? So let's unpack how you can navigate that shift strategically. Metrics and measurement. Define clear, quantifiable value propositions and establish baselines and targets so you can accurately measure the value created. POC metrics include uptime, latency, integration success, while POV metrics include revenue generation, cost savings, efficiency gains, customer satisfaction, market share increase, and risk reduction. Also consider scalability and sustainability. The POV should demonstrate that the solution can be scaled effectively and maintained over time, not just work in a limited trial. So be sure to consider what changes are needed in the process, people, and technology within your org to fully integrate and leverage the solution long term. Moving on to stakeholder engagement and communication. Broaden your stakeholder involvement. I can't emphasize this enough. POCs often involve technical teams and technical risk assessment. POVs require engagement from business leaders, finance, operations, sales. Focus on the why and the so what. Why is this important for the business? What are the tangible impacts on our goals? And understand the cost interaction, the opportunity costs. What are we losing by not moving forward with this solution if the POV is successful? So let's look at the next steps in future vision. You need to define clear go and no-go criteria for full implementation. Based on the POV results, what decisions will be made? You also need to develop a roadmap for broader deployment. If the POV is successful, what are the phases and timelines for rolling out the solution across the organization? And you need to articulate the long-term impact. How does this align with and contribute to the company's overall vision and goals? So I wanted to also mention something that many CIOs and IT leaders are all too familiar with: the legal and governance boards that can slow down initiatives to a crawl. Wah, wah. These boards play a critical role ensuring compliance, managing risk, and protecting the organization, but they can also become serious roadblocks to progress. It's not about removing oversight, because that's essential. But we need smarter governance. That might mean embedding legal and compliance stakeholders earlier in the planning process, automating parts of the review, or adopting risk-based frameworks that allow for faster decision-making on low-risk projects. As an example, I spent the entire year of 2023 working with both the AI governance and legal teams of one of the nation's largest telecom providers on accepting our AI terms of service. These were just standard boilerplate terms of service. I can honestly say it was slow as molasses and an incredible amount of redlining. So finally, to close us out, let's discuss how the roles of the CTO and the CIO are converging and evolving rapidly, especially with the acceleration of AI and digital transformation. Over the next decade, their responsibilities will become more intertwined and strategically critical, shifting from a focus on infrastructure and IT systems to a central role in driving business innovation and value. So now we're going to look at the new CIO and the new CTO. We both know that these roles are rapidly changing due to AI. And so let's kind of look a little bit deeper into why that is. We're looking at the CIO change from an internal operator to a business strategist. Traditionally, the CIO was the head of internal IT, focused on keeping the lights on, managing infrastructure, and ensuring systems were reliable and secure. Over the next decade, this role will become far more strategic. From cost center to value driver, the CIO's primary focus will shift from managing IT as a cost center to leveraging technology to create business value. This means a greater emphasis on using data analytics, automation, and AI to improve operational efficiency, streamline processes, and enhance customer and employee experiences. The bilingual CIO is going to be the modern CIO is going to need to be fluent in both technology and business. They won't just understand the technical requirements of a project, they'll deeply understand its business implications, ROI, and how it aligns with overall company goals. The CIO will be the key driver of digital transformation across the entire organization. And this includes not just implementing new technologies, but also fostering a data-driven culture, enabling the workforce to embrace change, and ensuring that technology is embedded in every department, from marketing to finance. Let's look at them from a risk and governance leader for AI. As AI becomes more integrated into business operations, the CIO will be a crucial leader in managing its risks. This includes establishing things like ethical AI frameworks, ensuring data privacy and compliance, and overseeing the security of AI models and data pipelines. Cross-functional collaborator. The CIO will break down traditional IT silos, embedding IT professionals within business units to ensure technology initiatives are aligned with specific departmental needs. They're going to work closely with other C-suite members like the CFO and COO to optimize costs and drive efficiency. If we swing over to the other part of the Venn diagram, on the right-hand side, we're going to look at how the CTO is going to be moving from a technical visionary to innovation architect. The CTO has traditionally been the outward-facing technology leader, responsible for product development and leveraging technology to create a competitive advantage. In the coming decade, this role will expand to include a strong focus on strategic execution and things like operational resilience. From a strategic partner at the board level perspective, the CTO will move beyond a purely technical role to become a central figure in shaping the company's overall business strategy. They're going to be responsible for translating business goals into a technology roadmap, balancing the pace of innovation with security and scalability. Let's view them as an architect of the technology ecosystem. The CTO will be responsible for designing and deploying agile, scalable, and secure infrastructure, often in multi-cloud or hybrid environments. They're going to need to expertly manage a diverse tech stack to support innovation while ensuring reliability. From an HR leader for AI agents perspective, with the rise of AI agents and automated workflows, the CTO will play a pivotal role in managing these digital workers. This involves overseeing their deployment, managing AI-driven workflows, and ensuring that they are delivering value and creating productivity across the organization. They're going to be viewed as the custodian of security and resilience. As cyber threats become more sophisticated, cybersecurity will become an even more central responsibility for the CTO. And this means that they're going to be pivotal in leading collaboration across product and security teams, operations, and building out a resilient and secure technology ecosystem. From an innovation catalyst and talent leader, the CTO will drive research and development, so R&D initiatives, and constantly evaluating emerging technologies like quantum computing and advanced analytics. They're going to be responsible for attracting, retaining, and developing top technical talent, leading by example and fostering a culture of continuous learning and innovation within the technology teams. So while their core responsibilities will remain distinct, the line between their roles will also continue to blur. For larger enterprises, collaboration will be key. Over the next decade, the successful CIO and CTO will be those who can, one, communicate effectively with the C-suite and the board, translating complex technical concepts into business outcomes. Two, balance innovation with security and compliance. This is to ensure that the pursuit of new technologies doesn't compromise the organization's integrity. And three, to drive organizational change. This is fostering a culture where technology is a shared responsibility, not just an IT function. In essence, both roles are evolving from technology executors to strategic business leaders who use technology as the primary lever for growth, efficiency, and competitive advantage. So that's all we have time for today. I really want to thank you all and for everyone who joined our session. If you're interested in learning more about Tines, feel free to visit our website, or you can reach out directly on LinkedIn. We'd absolutely love to continue the conversation. And if you'd like to learn more about Tines and our solution, then you can visit our virtual exhibitors booth found under the exhibitors tab at the top of the page. And finally, be sure to check out our free community edition at Tines, and you can find that using the URL listed here at www.tines.com/community-edition. Again, thanks everyone for joining, and really appreciate you taking the time out of your day.